Welcome sa ating channel. We are here again for another episode ng Local Tech News. So we are here to deliver a very good news sa ating local market, especially sa mga users who are looking for the bang for the buck, at the same time, very affordable variants or choices sa ating PC industry. So medyo nami-miss ko na dahil wala na masyadong nangyayaring usap-usapan regarding sa kanilang PC build. And I think this is something that will steer again the community regarding which is better. Is it this processor over this processor? Is this build over this build or this casing? Medyo mag-iingay na naman ang lahat ng mga discussions ngayon dahil sa ating darating na very good news sa ating local community. So, let's talk about it habang mainit-init pa, and for more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. This video is brought to you by SCDKey, the best website that you may visit in terms of very affordable deals and best offer para sa application softwares, games, and yes, operating system. And there you are, you may check the Windows 10 Pro, and by using our promo code, ma-avail mo lang siya ng around $14.95 or 700 plus pesos. That's it mga kaibigan. Check the description below. May mga links po tayo dyan to go directly sa kanilang website. Ang mga headlines natin ngayon is sobrang streamline lang, pero alam kong napaka-importanting mga balita na ito, nakaabang-abang naman talaga para sa ating lahat. So I may start it first with Tecware. Tecware, one of the biggest, or I think the biggest local brand sa ating Philippine market that usually releases a lot of options pagdating sa mga casings, coolers, and different accessories na nagkakaroon tayo ngayon ng budget options, or I may not call it budget anymore since they also deliver a very good quality product. So I think it's better if I may state it, bang for the buck options, price to performance products. Of course, here we go with their new releases. They finally release a very good chassis again for the airflow that is focused more pagdating sa performance, which is airflow chassis starting with Tecware Neo. A new variant of Tecware Neo, pero unlike before na close yung kanyang harap, ngayon medyo mas maganda na ang kanyang airflow. At the same time, it comes with a lot of fans na kung tutusin, tulad ng sinasabi ko lagi, kung bibilhin mo yung fans, para mong nabili na lang yung chassis for just around 1K plus. Ganun po kamura. Tecware is very good in doing this kind of bundles. It gave the PC consumers opportunity na hindi na mahihirapan pang mag-isip kung anong fans yung bibilhin. At the same time, if they prefer to upgrade it sooner or later, kahit paano, they didn't go for a fan na budget out there na hindi ganun kaganda yung performance, since this Tecware Neo comes also with quite known good performing fans na Omni fans. Yung pinaka-recent na variant ng fans nila na sumikat dahil nga sa kanyang performance. At the same time, of course, Tecware will not also forget those consumers pagdating sa micro ATX variants or platform, at nag-release nga sila ng Tecware Flatline. Another option again na may dadagdag sa ating sulit or cheap chassis. Dahil kung tutusin, kung papansinin nyo ang Tecware, kadalasan bentang-benta talaga sila sa kanilang mga end users or sa mga retailers. Pero it ended up na sometimes parang palagi na lang Tecware yung ginagamit na chassis. Pero the good thing in here naman, even na halos most of their releases, especially kung sa mga budget consumers or mid-range builds, kahit pa paano, nag-iiba-iba naman yung forma. So hindi lang iisang klase ng chassis yung nakikita natin. Even though kadalasan sa mga releases nga is Tecware yung brand. And then another thing is restock alert is also their Tecware VXC. So it's a bang for the buck option, especially those consumers who prefer to have a dual chamber yet at a price point of below 3K. So napakagandang option din yung kanilang Tecware VXC. And why I do the restock alert pagdating sa Tecware, since Tecware restocks sometimes just around twice a year. So if naiload na nila yung VXC, expect that the next restock of VXC will be around the third quarter or last quarter ng taon ulit. So ganun po mag-restock or mag-deliver ang Tecware. Kaya hindi ganun kasaturated din ang mga consumers who got those Tecware products. Pero eto nga po, the good news, the very hot news na ngayon na pinag-uusapan international, and I may even deliver it local, though alam ko na marami na sa inyo ang nakaalam ng balita na to. AMD is finally here, releasing their new lineup, the 5000 series that is supposedly released pa last 2 years ago or last last year. The 5600, the 5700X, the 5500, and couple of 4000 series and other variants of 5000 series. Pero with this news, I will just focus on the variants that are quite significant, especially sa ating market. Those variants na merong predecessors, which is the 3700X, and now we have the 5700X, an 8-core processor that is supposedly released pa noon kasabay ng 5800X. Pero eto nga, I think the situation in here kasi is nagkaroon nga daw ng shortage according kay AMD, kaya they stick on releasing the 5800X instead of releasing also the 5700, which is cheaper yet quite performing as good as the 5800X. Alam naman po natin siguro yung performance ng 3800X and 3700. Sobrang konti lang or hindi ganun ka-significant yung advantage na pagdating sa real world benchmark, especially for gamers. That is the same story with the 5600X and 5600. Alam naman po natin that the most recommended processor or best-selling processor back in the 3000 series is the 3600, yet hindi nila ni-release yung 5600. Kasi nga, kung in-release na ang 5600 back then siguro, hindi na masyadong bibenta ang 5600X. And alam naman po natin, ang 3600 is the so-called sweet spot ng mga AMD processors, which is bentang-benta talaga sa ating local market, just around 10,000 plus. That is the same with the 5500. Medyo may mga nakat lang pagdating sa performance, like the 5600 and the 5700X, TDP, frequency, lower frequency. Pero alam naman po natin that on gaming, most of the games will be taking advantage the performance of a video card. So, if you will be going for a higher resolution, automatically, there's a diminishing return pagdating sa impact ng processor. And yan nga po yung dahilan kung bakit mas sulit pa rin that we will settle down with those processors na may mga previous counterparts like 3700X to 5700X, 5600, and 5600X, 3600 and 5600, and now the 3500 and 5500. Now, also, they will release the 4000 series, which is the 4100, and the other variants of processors just below 10K or just above 5K. Ngayon, the question in here is, marami akong narinig na mga comments and discussions na sinasabi nga nila, naku po, baka yung MSRP na napapakita yan sa international, baka pagdating sa Pilipinas, mas mahal na yan, overpriced na yan sa Pilipinas, hindi makatotohanan yung presyo niyan, malabong maging presyo yan sa Pilipinas. Let's not forget guys, na tapos na po ang pandemic. There's now a more comfortable stock situation pagdating sa AMD, kaya nga po, nire-release na nila yung mga ganitong options natin, na supposedly noon pa dapat ito nasa ating market. Yes, it's still a speculation since the pricing is wala pa sa akin from the distributors or wala pa tayong actual talaga na nakuhang data, and it's just based on my observation. Actually, the 5600, the 5700X, and the 5500 or other new releases ng AMD, malabo pong maging overpriced. Just look at the market right now. AMD is also cutting their prices pagdating sa 5600X. We can now observe a 5800X at around 20K, 5600X at below 15K. Yes, other processors out there ng AMD na currently nasa ating market, nagkakaroon na ng mga price cut. 5700G, price cut na rin siya. From 23K, nasa around below 20K na rin siya and spotted at 18K more or less. 5600G, same. So, what we will expect? Are we expecting 5600 to be priced higher than 14K? No. Malabo yun. If it will be overpriced or higher than MSRP, most likely is still close to MSRP. Yan lang po yung i-expect natin. It's either around MSRP siya may release or it's higher by few hundreds. I doubt that it will be higher by 2,000, 3,000 pesos. Siguro pinakamataas na safe to say 1,000. Kasi if in case you will find a 5600 at around 14K selling price here in the Philippines, mag 5600X ka na lang, di ba? Same with the 5700X. If the 5700X is at a price tag of around 20K, mag 5800X ka na lang. Presyo na ng 5800X yun. Pero kung ang mapapansin nating presyo ng 5700X is 18K, then that is just the normal pricing like the 3700X nung na-release siya. If it's around 12K for the 5600, then that is just like the 3600 nung na-release siya. So here's the deal. Alam ko this is just an speculation and I will do a follow-up video once na nakuha na natin yung pricing ng mga distributors since we will be expecting these processors by around end of the month or next month here in the Philippines. Pero AMD, if they release a new product and they launch it on this day, automatically Philippines is one of the country na merong kaagad nung stock. Hindi yan nagpalya ever since pagdating sa new releases. Sometimes you hear na nauuna sa mga Western countries, pero especially with the current situation right now, I'm expecting na mas madedelay pa nga sa kanila or mas may chance na madelay sa mga Western countries or sa mga Middle East countries kaysa sa Pilipinas. So we are expecting the AMD processors to be here on time and right away, i-announce po natin kaagad kung ano yung mga leak pricing once na nandito na siya sa Pilipinas. Since makukuha naman natin kaagad yan. Actually, binabantayan ko po yung pricing yan once it arrive here in the Philippines. So tulad ng sinabi ko sa inyo, hold your budget now because new choices are coming here in the market. Pero, eto naman, are we going to wait for those processors if we can go for a 5600X and 5800X? As long as your budget is within those processors or you're expecting for a better performance or you want a better performance, then you may check those processors since medyo nandun na rin naman sila sa pricing na dapat kung saan talaga napepresyohan ang 5600X and 5800X. So ayun, mag-iingay na naman ng mga AMD community natin. And madalas na naman ang mga comparison pagdating sa mga group. Will I wait for this or should I go for this AMD processors? Dahil nagkakaroon na ng mas tamang counter or comparison. Like the 12700 series, it should be compared with the 5700 series ng AMD. And then same with the 12 Gen i5 processors should be compared also with 5600. The same with the 12400 or 12400F should be compared with AMD Ryzen 5 5500. Based on model, those are the processors na kumbaga pinagkukumpara as counterpart. Yes, the 5600X could be with the 12600K based on model and the 12600 for the 5600. Anyway, let's cut it there and let's move on naman pagdating sa storage. This will be my last headline, and yes, if you are not yet aware, Western Digital is also a manufacturer of SSDs and we are looking forward sa kanilang lineup. Alam ko matagal nang merong Western Digital and marami na sa inyo ang aware sa mga Western Digital SSDs, pero kung hindi nyo po nasisilip kadalasan dahil nga hindi sila ganun ka-hype like those Samsungs or like their HDD lineup, they have this SN Special Edition Black Series na sobrang ganda ng kanyang pricing. Same with the pricing of their new model na SN770. Ang ganda ng kanyang pricing. Yet, ayun nga, DRAM-less nga lang siya, pero it's a Western Digital Black. Just check the reviews if you think it's a more worth it SSD compared sa mga counterpart given the pricing. Dahil medyo maganda ang magiging pricing nila. And we can tabulate it maybe around here or here yung pricing ng mga new Western Digital Black versions. So there we have also those models like SN850 of Western Digital. Those are also pretty good models that you may consider, especially that minsan pahirapan din ang stocks pagdating sa mga Samsung and minsan sa mga suki nating tindahan or sa mga local retailers, bibihira ang stock na Samsung. Check those Western Digital Black. Besides, Western Digital Black is already very familiar sa ating market, especially sa mga PC enthusiasts. What is your go-to hard drive pagdating sa gaming? Always Western Digital Black. And yun nga lang siguro ang dahilan lang na hindi ganun ka-hype ang Western Digital Black sa ating market is dahil nga ang thinking natin is lagi silang mahal. Pero I was shocked earlier, actually earlier this week when I tried to dig more about the pricing ng Western Digital Black here in the Philippines. Medyo hindi nga ganun kamahalan. And if I may choose, if I will go for the worth 3K or 5K SATA SSD of Samsung over Western Digital Black, mag-Western Digital Black na lang ako na NVMe. So be it, di ba? Mas maganda naman yung performance. Yun nga lang, sinasamantala ko din na hindi ganun kamahal yung pricing. Pero we don't only know. Unahan nyo na. Kasi baka once na naging hype ang Western Digital Black, parang yung hard drive nila na 1 tera, hanggang ngayon, 4,000 pesos pa rin. More or less, ang 1 tera na hard drive nila. Ganun kamahal ang Western Digital Black hard drive. Kasi nga sobrang hype niya. So, baka kung ngayon, okay pa yung pricing, pero baka bukas, mas mahal na siya. So, that's it. Di ko na masyadong papahabain. A lot of details. Konti lang yung headlines, pero sobrang busog na busog naman tayo sa good news pagdating sa mga parating nating products or awareness na meron palang ganitong product na parating or meron palang ganitong product na available. With that being said, for more videos like this, feel free to subscribe and enjoy your weekend.